Hi everybody, it's me, Teresa Perrin. I wanted to discuss ticker AUVI with you because I feel that it's ready to break out. Anyways, please remember nothing I say is financial advice and always do your own DD, but let's get started. Okay, let's start with the technical analysis. So far on the daily chart, what I'm seeing is that the red wave and the green wave are trading above the blue waves, which is very bullish, and the red is curled up and ready to cross above the green on the 5-minute chart. We definitely want to see that because the red crossing over the green is a bullish indicator, and our RSI is above 50. It's at 52.54 on the 5-minute chart. It looks like what we're going to see is this green 1348 is the purple. We're going to see the green either cross slightly below and curl back up, or we're going to see it just tap on that 48 and 20 moving average, which are all kind of combined very, very tightly right now, and just rip to the upside. So if it does pull back just slightly, it is a possibility, but I expect that to only maybe pull back to that 200 SMA down a few cents before it pulls further up. Again, it may not do that because they are all tightly coiled. It may just rip straight to the upside come Monday morning. But I just want to prepare you for either way it breaks out. Let's change this to a 4-hour chart. All right. On the 4-hour chart, very strange. Oh, that's why. Let's make it a longer time frame. What we're seeing is very, very bullish, guys. The 13 and 20 and the 48 just crossed above the 200 moving average. However, you do see that the RSI tapped, the oversold, pulled back down. It is still pointed downwards, but I expect that we are going to see that curl back to the upside, and the red and the green are still above the wave, and the red is still over the green. Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if it does cool off just slightly and pull back down to that 120 range before it shoots back up. That being said, I do want to take a look at a 1-hour chart now that I see this on the longer time frame. I just want to see if it's still indicating upward movement. It looks, yeah, see, I do think we're going to get a slight pullback before we rip higher, guys, because the red line is curled down on the 1-hour and it's on the green. It looks like it does need to have that little slight pullback before we rip higher. So don't be surprised if you see it just pull back slightly before it rips to a higher level. The RSI on here still has room to go, but again, what I'm seeing is the pointed down. So like I said, it could go either way, but I wouldn't be surprised if it got a pullback. I think it needs it first. And if you look at the daily chart, let's go to a smaller time frame on that. All right, we're going to look at the 1-month daily. You can see that the green has crossed above the blue wave, and the red is already above it. And it looks like they're both curling upwards. We are getting very close to that oversold area. Remember that stocks can trade in that pattern for an extended period of time, just like they can, overbought, the overbought area, just as they can trade for an extended period of time in the oversold area. So I do believe that, like I said, we may get a slight cool down first before this rips to the upside, but I think AUVI is in a position where it's had 4 green days. It made very close to a doji that day before, and it started to reverse off of this hammer that you see here when it hit a low of somewhere around 84 cents. And it's just been very nicely moving to the upside since. There's a lot of momentum coming into this play as well. So technically, I think that we are going to see it rip higher this week. It's pulled back quite significantly. If I expand this 1-year chart, you can see it's due to break out. And I want to see it cross above that 200 SMA on the daily. That would be the ultimate goal for all of these moving averages to curl up and rip higher. So keep that in mind. As you can see, it's just starting to move above the wave, and it hasn't been there in several months, guys. It crossed below sometime in July, and it's been under ever since. So this is very, very bullish to me. long term. Like I said, it can trade, as you can see, if you look back in June, it's traded above that 70 for several days, if not a week or more. And that is possible that it can do that again without having to cool off first. You know, anything can happen. As you can see, when it's been down below the 30, it's traded, you know, for several weeks at a time in that pattern as well. So that being said, ultimately though, I'd love to see it cool off just slightly based on the hourly and 4-hour before it rips higher. I think that would be helpful to it for its overall long-term move. But like I said, a lot of momentum's going into it. Let's take a look at what's happening as far as that goes. On StockTwits right now, it is currently trading number 1. So you can see that a lot of people are talking about AUVI this weekend. And also, this is something that I found that helps to give you a little bit idea about AUVI. It's a pathogen elimination technology company, signed a strategic manufacturing and related service agreement with Canon Virginia Inc., CVI, a wholly owned subsidiary of Canon Inc., CAJ. Canon USA. And we all know who Canon is, right? You know, they make printers and other things. So that's a huge company. The financial terms of the agreement mark the first of a series of anticipated agreements were not disclosed. The agreement establishes CVI's status as the primary manufacturer, assembler, and logistics authority for Applied UV's suite of air purification solutions. The manufacturing agreement will enable the company to leverage the resources of CVI's 2 million square foot state-of-the-art engineering, manufacturing, and distribution facility. Over the past 3 years, supply chains and logistic disruption have impacted operations for companies globally. So consolidating and bringing our manufacturing process onshore with one company was a top priority, said Max Munn, president and director of Applied UV. By reducing manufacturing execution risk, we will be able to focus solely on sales and marketing, Munn added. Applied UV also plans to collaborate with Canon Financial Services, Inc. to enable better cash flow management regarding its growing supply chain requirements. So guys, I do believe that this was a very bullish move based on AUVI, and I think that this is the reason that momentum is coming back into this play. As you can see from Webull's technical analysis and analyst ratings, we are getting a buy rating 100% with a low price target of $2 and a high of $8, which makes it an average of $5. And we're seeing that there is strong bullish signal coming off. In fact, there's 10 bullish indicators that have recently been put out showing short and medium term upside for this ticker. And as we continue to move higher and establish a pattern, I do believe that you'll see a long-term move to the upside as well. But again, we need to, you know, come out of this long downtrend that we've been in and get this in a confirmed uptrend prior to seeing that long flips to the upside. Now, the interesting part with AUVI, in my opinion, is the float is very small. It's only 6.41 million shares. It has a 52-week low of 83 cents and a 52-week high of $4.20. As you can see, too, from what we went over in the technical analysis and what I'm going to show you here from 2022, this has been pulled back quite a bit. It had a high of $8.05 in December of 2021, and it's just been in a downtrend except for this slight move that we had to the upside where it got to around $4 before it pulled back. And it looks like we're forming a nice W here, and we're just at the start of making that move to the upside, guys. So I do believe there's a huge potential in this to move higher. Looking at what Fintel shows us, we can see that it looks like shorts have mostly covered their position, at least what's disclosed, because there's only a 1.46% short interest. Take that for what it's worth, because as we all know, shorts are not required to disclose their position. There are currently 250,000 shares available for them to use to short, with a cost to borrow somewhere between 107.56 and 119%. And right now, the short volume ratio as of Friday, 48.66% of all positions in the dark pool were shorts. And it's been for the past 2 weeks between 34.86 and 64.82%. So that's pretty significant amounts of shorting that's still being done in this name, despite the fact it's only showing us 1.46% short interest. In my opinion, that does not add up, and I would believe that the short interest is actually significantly higher than what is shown. Just so you know, AUVI's failure to delivers are not even going to come into play at this point in time of this play, so don't worry about that at this moment. That's not going to help us to get any kind of a short squeeze in this name. I believe that this is a purely technical play, in my opinion, and that it's long overdue for a move to the upside. I just think it's been beat down with the rest of this market, guys. And I think that it's worth doing some more DD in because they have a lot of recent sales and agreements, partnerships that are going on. I believe they also have a deal with the Boston Red Sox that has been going on for some time now. I think this is a stock that would be a great asset to your portfolio, whether you want to have it as a swing trade or potentially even a long-term hold. I think there's a big upside coming, and I'm excited to get in on the ground floor because I will be opening a position as well on Monday. I'm hoping that we get that pullback first so that I can get it somewhere, under $1.20 would be really great. If I have to go higher, then I realize that, it could dip down and I would probably start a half position at that point. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you have a fabulous trading week ahead of you and hope that you found this information helpful. If you could smash that like button for me, I would greatly appreciate it. And let me know in your comments below your thoughts on what your expectations price-wise are for AUVI, and if you're looking at this as a potential addition to your portfolio, or if you're just solely looking at this as a day or a swing trade. Thank you again, and have a great rest.